She was framed, he was deceived, and the person they trusted the most had the deadliest plan. Guys, if you think you know how this story ends, think again, because the twist will leave you speechless. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so to stay updated with the latest Nigerian movies we share. Today, we're discussing a captivating new Nigerian movie that offers more than just entertainment. It's packed with valuable life lessons, so you won't want to miss it. Let's dive right in. The movie begins with two sisters, Amaka and Laura, who are on the streets selling plantains and bananas. Amaka is visibly tired, but because there are bills to pay, Laura urges her to keep going. Despite her exhaustion, Amaka has no choice but to continue working. A little while later, a young man named Jude finishes a phone call and stops to buy some bananas from Laura. When Amaka approaches him to sell her plantains, she is shocked to recognize him. It's her ex-boyfriend. Embarrassed and overwhelmed, Amaka runs away and decides she can't continue hawking. She abruptly quits and leaves the area. Jude returns home and tells his friend Alex about seeing his ex, Amaka, who now looks poor and is struggling. He is surprised by her situation, and they both reflect on it for a moment. The following day, Amaka wakes Laura up so they can go hawking again, but Amaka refuses to go. Still disturbed by the encounter with her ex, she tells Laura she's going to resume her job search. She wants to build a successful life, partly to prove herself to her ex. Laura encourages her to let go of the past. Amaka agrees, but she still refuses to return to hawking. One day, while Amaka is job hunting, she receives a call from Laura who confirms she hasn't found any work yet either. As Amaka leans against a parked car, the owner approaches her, asking why she's always hanging around the area. At first, she hesitates to explain, but eventually, she opens up and tells him she's looking for a job. Although the kind of job she wants isn't what he has in mind, he considers helping her out. After making a call to someone regarding a cook he needs, Amaka insists and pleads to take the job. He agrees and gives her his business card before leaving. That evening, Amaka tells Laura about the encounter. Laura is thrilled and excited, but Amaka remains doubtful. Laura firmly advises her to take the opportunity seriously and not let it slip away. The next morning, Amaka answers a call from the same man, who gives her the good news. She got the job. She and Laura celebrate the moment together. The next day, Amaka arrives at her new boss's house. He warmly welcomes her and introduces her to his maid, Temi. He explains that he wants his staff to look presentable and offers a wardrobe allowance to help them dress well. He also mentions that he treats his staff like family. Amaka is surprised and expresses her gratitude. Later, while Laura helps Amaka pack her belongings, Amaka shares more details about the job. Laura is amazed and warns her to take the role seriously and protect it diligently. The following day, Jude comes in to greet his boss. At that moment, Amaka enters to inform her boss that breakfast is ready. To her shock, her boss introduces them to each other. Jude is his driver, and Amaka is the new cook. They awkwardly head off to their respective duties. Amaka quickly calls her sister to share the surprising development. Back at home, Amaka tells Laura everything, and Laura is again surprised. She thanks God that Amaka didn't end up in any negative situation. They both laugh, and Laura reflects on the lesson in the experience. Meanwhile, Jude also tells his friend Alex about the awkward situation. Alex laughs uncontrollably and advises Jude to forgive Amaka and move on, reminding him that they will be working together now. However, Jude refuses to let it go. The next morning, Laura wakes Amaka, who is still sleeping at 10 a.m. and supposed to be at work. Laura is angry with her for wanting to quit just because of Jude, but her pressure convinces Amaka to return to work. At work, after serving her boss breakfast, he compliments her cooking and casually suggests she enhance her appearance with a bit of makeup. Amaka takes note of his suggestion and heads to the kitchen. Temi comes in to get something, and Amaka compliments her on her looks. Temi appreciates the compliment and encourages Amaka to step up her appearance, saying she would look even more beautiful. As they talk, their boss calls Amaka to serve breakfast to Jude. He reminds her that her duty is to cook for everyone in the house. When Amaka serves Jude, she gives him hot water, which nearly causes a scene. Jude complains, and their boss calls Amaka to order. Later that day, Amaka calls her sister and asks her to take care of their brother and mother, saying she plans to deal with Jude. Her sister pleads with her to calm down. Meanwhile, Jude also tells his friend about the tension. During a phone call between Amaka and Jude, Jude suddenly startles her. They exchange harsh words before he leaves. This sets the stage for the drama that continues to unfold. Later the next day, Amaka received a compliment from her boss when she brought him a list of household items that needed to be bought. After sending her the money, he asked Jude, who had just arrived to drive Amaka to the market, if they knew each other because of the awkward way they behaved around each other. Both Amaka and Jude denied having any prior connection, and their boss, Mr. Tony, left. As soon as he was gone, Amaka and Jude started arguing, but Temi came just in time and diffused the situation by joining them on the trip to the market. That evening, Mr. Tony asked Jude to come home. When Amaka served dinner, another small argument broke out between her and Jude. After Amaka walked away, Mr. Tony confided in Jude, telling him that he liked Amaka. Jude later shared this with his friend Alex. He was upset, but couldn't fully express how he felt. Alex listened and then encouraged him to focus and wished him well at work. Now here's a question to you viewers. If you were Amaka, would you get involved with your boss if he showed interest in you? And if you were Jude, what would you do to stop your ex from getting involved with your boss? Kindly drop your comments or share your thoughts on what you'd do in that situation. Back in the house, Jude went straight to the kitchen, where Amaka was about to cook spaghetti. He confronted her and accused her of trying to seduce their boss. They began exchanging harsh words until Temi came in and told Jude that Mr. Tony was calling for him. Outside the compound, Mr. Tony had a private conversation with Jude. He told Jude that he liked Amaka because she reminded him of his late wife. Jude tried everything he could to convince Mr. Tony to shift his interest elsewhere, but Mr. Tony insisted that he was serious about her and even asked for Jude's help in learning how to be romantic again. Jude went home troubled and restless. Things were clearly getting worse, but he couldn't bring himself to expose Amaka, let go of his feelings, or forgive her. His friend Alex was beginning to get tired of the situation. The next day, while Jude was driving Amaka home, they got into another argument. When Jude insulted her by calling her a prostitute, Amaka immediately got out of the car, and he drove off angrily. Later that evening, a frustrated Amaka called her sister and told her everything that had happened. Laura tried to console her and encouraged her to focus on her job and take it seriously, but Amaka was emotionally drained and ended the call. The next morning, Mr. Tony told Amaka to clear the dining table because he would be eating outside that day. Amaka was surprised when he insisted she join him for dinner. She eventually agreed and went to change. Mr. Tony later informed Jude about the dinner, thanking him for the advice earlier. Jude, however, wasn't happy about it, but Mr. Tony seemed determined. After all, a man in love is ready to do anything. So guys, it looks like your assumptions might be coming true, but let's keep watching to see what happens next. The following day, Jude took the day off and lied that he was going to see a doctor. He met with Alex and told him everything that had happened the previous day. Alex was angry and frustrated. He gave Jude a piece of paper on which he had written a message, either to send to their boss or use it to let everything go. As they talked, time passed. Later that day, Amaka returned home and told her sister about the dinner with her boss. Laura was surprised and impressed by how generous Mr. Tony was, but she began to wonder if he had romantic feelings for Amaka. She advised Amaka to take advantage of the opportunity, but Amaka refused. That night, Jude called Alex and apologized for not picking his call earlier. Alex asked about a gift he had seen. It turned out the gift was from Mr. Tony to Amaka. Because Jude knew that Amaka might start developing feelings for Mr. Tony, he decided not to give her the gift. Alex didn't agree with his decision and ended the call, upset. A few days later, Jude was washing the car when Temi came to apologize, saying she wouldn't be around that weekend. Amaka was nearby and saw the conversation from a distance. Later that day, Amaka served Jude his food. He complained that he wasn't receiving the same treatment others were getting. Amaka, knowing him well and trying to be kind, brushed it off lightly. Just then, her boss called her. One day, while Mr. Tony was relaxing in the living room, he heard a loud scream from the kitchen. He rushed in and found Amaka had been badly injured. He helped her immediately. That same day, while Jude and Alex were playing cards, Jude told him that he had asked Temi out just to get back at Amaka, but Temi wasn't available. Later, Temi began showing concern and care towards him, which Jude admitted wasn't the right way to handle things. Alex was shocked. Suddenly, Jude received a call from Temi, who told him about Amaka's accident. Without saying a word to Alex, Jude rushed to see her. So guys, do you think Jude and Amaka still have feelings for each other? Let's find out. When Jude arrived, he saw that Mr. Tony had already done everything necessary and was there watching over Amaka. Jude appreciated his boss for taking care of her and quietly left. The next day in the kitchen, Jude walked in to get a glass of juice. Temi followed shortly after and asked him what was going on between him and Amaka, noting that it was the third time he had checked on her. Jude simply said he was concerned and left without giving more explanation. While driving later that day, Jude received a call from Alex, who hadn't seen him in a while. Jude explained that he had stayed back at the house because Mr. Tony asked him to stay and look after Amaka. Alex was surprised by this, knowing Jude would typically refuse such a request. Jude ended the call shortly after. Back in his room, Jude found a package addressed to him, which caught his attention and left him wondering who could have sent it. A few days later, Amaka had recovered and was feeling much better. During this time, Temi asked her if she knew Jude before coming to the house, but Amaka denied it, which made Temi happy. Temi later came back to ask Amaka for a movie title recommendation because she was planning to ask Jude out on a movie date. Amaka agreed to text her a suggestion. That evening, Amaka called her sister and expressed how irritated she was that Temi had an interest in Jude, of all people. Laura offered some advice and was curious about why Amaka felt so bothered. The next day at work, Jude and Amaka got into another argument in the kitchen. Shortly afterward, Mr. Tony called for a staff meeting to inform them about his child's upcoming graduation. He said he would be gone for 2 weeks and expressed how much he would miss Amaka's cooking. He instructed the staff to take care of everything in his absence and to call him if any issues arose. Temi requested that he go live during the ceremony so everyone at home could witness the celebration. Before leaving, Amaka brought a gift to Mr. Tony's daughter. Mr. Tony appreciated it and asked why Amaka didn't want to come along on the trip. She replied that maybe she would join next time. He hugged her, and she returned to her duties. A few days after Mr. Tony left, Amaka passed on a message about a blender that needed to be picked up. Jude didn't like the tone she used when speaking to him and reacted negatively. In response, Amaka gave him conditions for how she would continue dealing with him and walked away. Not long after, Temi came and told Jude about an urgent crisis concerning her mother. She said she had already informed Mr. Tony and received permission to leave. Jude offered comforting words and said he would drop her off. Later that night, Jude noticed that Amaka had fallen asleep. Quietly, he covered her with a blanket. The next morning, Jude found Amaka dealing with menstrual cramps. He got her some pills to ease the pain, and later brought her a gift, which she appreciated. He then sat down to talk with her, and they finally had a deep conversation about what had caused their breakup. Amaka admitted she had heard that Jude made a bet with his friends to sleep with her, which he denied. As they opened up to each other, they realized that their friend Tracy had orchestrated everything to destroy their relationship. They were both shocked by the discovery. The following day, Amaka went to confront Tracy. Tracy gave her attitude at first, but when Jude walked in, she was surprised. Together, they demanded the truth about what really happened the night Tracy claimed she had slept in Fred's bed. After denying it for a while, Tracy finally confessed on her knees. She revealed that she had set everything up, but Fred didn't sleep with Amaka that night. She even recorded it. Tracy admitted that she and Fred had conspired to break up Jude and Amaka because their relationship seemed too perfect. The police were then called in to arrest Tracy. Jude and Amaka shared a heartfelt moment of reconciliation afterward. Later that day, Amaka shared everything with her sister, who was shocked at how wicked people could be. They also talked about Jude, whom Amaka later called. On the other end, Jude was getting ready to visit Amaka. He told his friend that they would figure out how to handle things with Mr. Tony when he returned, then he left. At the house, Jude and Amaka were enjoying some romantic time together. In that moment, Temi walked in and saw them. Heartbroken because she thought Jude had feelings for her, especially after he had once made advances, she promised to report everything to Mr. Tony when he returned, and then walked away in pain. After Mr. Tony returned, Jude and Amaka decided to come clean and told him about their relationship. Mr. Tony revealed that Temi had already informed him. Although he was a bit unsure at first, he admitted he didn't see a problem with it anymore. While he had considered sending Amaka away earlier, he now realized he had formed a bond with another woman during his trip. Staying true to his principle of treating everyone like one big family, he blessed their union and gave them several millions of naira to start their life and build a business. Jude and Amaka were grateful and deeply appreciated the gesture. While sitting together in the car, Jude and Amaka continued to enjoy each other's company. Amaka was surprised to find a ring hidden inside her ice cream. Jude then proposed to her, and she said yes. This movie teaches us that true love should not be traded over misunderstandings. Communication is essential in relationships and in life. And finally, never lead someone on if you don't truly have interest in being with them. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more interesting updates on the latest Nigerian movies. See you next time.